Well, hello there, back again. I was going to do a video about some of the materials I used when I repaired this Victrola, specifically that shiny spot right there that I call the speedometer window. But I got an update, or a message rather, comment from my last video introducing this Victrola, and a very good and I believe very truthful comment. The comment was that maybe this machine is not painted or was not painted by the Victrola factory. And the reason for that comment was that those very rare Victrolas that were painted by the factory, they did not cover up the Victrola label, the original Victrola label. Interesting. I think that's true, absolutely true. So who is the guilty party? Right there, Wurlitzer. This was purchased by the owner's grandmother, as I said in the last video, and he's almost 80 years old, so this was purchased brand new in 1920 by his grandmother. And I suspect that the way it worked in those days was that the Wurlitzer dealer had Victrolas on display, and they may also have had this already painted and on the showroom floor, so to speak. So his grandmother saw it, fell in love with it, and purchased it brand new. I don't know if Wurlitzer took orders for this or not. I'm ignorant of that. But one thing was interesting to me as I look at this machine. Back in the 19-teens and in 1920, the musical world, it was the golden age of opera, as well as other things, but specifically the golden age of opera, with the great Caruso and all those people in those days. And so I noted that at the bottom of these lower doors is a painted picture of a Japanese girl and her helper. And that could be a scene from the opera Madame Butterfly. Interesting, huh? So I'll give you one more look at this machine. It's going to be going back to its owner in the next couple of days. I love it. It's a great machine. It's maybe not painted by the Victrola factory, which is fine. It's still, I think, a piece of history. I've not seen one before, and I was very, very careful as I was cleaning this and making all the repairs that were necessary. Quite a few repairs and quite a few parts. So that's the updated information about the machine. Now I was going to talk about, and still am going to talk about, the material I used for that speedometer window. And I've got it over here. I'll show you. You are very familiar with that piece of orange material. They tend to turn color like that. They can sometimes disintegrate over the years in these old machines. So to the left of that is what I used. It's called polycarbonate. It's absolutely clear as glass. And I marked it with a black marker so you could see it. It's that clear. To the left of that is how polycarbonate comes if you order it. It's covered with a film on both sides. When you peel off that little plastic film, very thin, and there it is. So I thought, when I saw this orange, worn out piece, I wanted to do something to make it better, and that's what I found. Now I know I'm not reinventing the wheel. You people out there have thought about this long before I did. But I decided to make some, so I've got some. And then as I was doing that, I thought, what about a mica? Well, no, there's a mica that's all worn out. That's not a good mica. That's peeling away. It's no good. But to the left, I tried making a diaphragm with polycarbonate. And it works. Works great. As you can see, I marked it with a black marker because if I didn't, you wouldn't be able to see it. It's that clear. So as you can see, I do make things in my retirement, in my hobby, and it's fun. These two reproducers, if I can get away from the glare, the one on the right is a brand new mica diaphragm. That's the reproducer that will be going back with this machine to the owner. The one on the left is a diaphragm made of polycarbonate. Interesting. One is clearer than the other. It doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter. Mica goes back to what? The 1880s, to the beginning of recorded sound. Edison used glass, and other materials have been used over the years. And so as I do this kind of thing, I make gaskets in my little shop here. I get questions from time to time. Do you have a business? Are you big deal here? Are you? No. I'm almost 75 years old. I'm retired. I make some things like this. I just get a little creative in my little shop and make gaskets. I sell some leather for speed controls. I sell bearings. Just it gives me a few extra dollars to do work like this for someone for free. They just pay for the parts. And also it helps me with the expenses for my hobby, because I do a lot of work just for myself. It's a lot of fun. Okay? So those people that think I have a bigger operation than I have, well, I'm going to show you my shop, if you don't mind. This might be boring for you, but this is it. Okay? We'll go back to the machine, and I'll pan around and show you my toolbox and some shelves and some pictures of artists that I admire from the distant past, and some Victrolas, one of which I'll show you those later, and some benches, and that's it. There she wrote. That's all she wrote. That's the door to the house. I've got 12 or 14 more Victrolas in the house, something like that. I collect them. That's it. Now what I have over here is a VV9. I use this to test records, to test reproducers and gaskets and such. Just play records for fun. This one here I'm still working on. That's an orthophonic Consulette, 1925. I'm still putting it together. It's got a solid brass reproducer. It's great. It's great. I haven't finished it yet. This one here is a 1910 VV12. It still has the patent sticker under it. I got this because a friend of mine was in an antique mall. That's it. I got tongue-tied, and he bought it. He bought it and brought it straight to me and said, "Fix it." I said, "What? Fix it?" So I checked it out. It's got a floppy spring in there, so I suspect it's got a broken spring or a broken rivet or something. But it's generally in pretty good shape. I'm not going to do a video on this one for you because a great, just perfect videos has already been done by a guy named Brett Hurt, whose channel on YouTube is Dyslexic Genius Hurt. And that reminds me, I have a list. As you're looking at the Victrola, let me set this camera up here. I've got a list of people I recommend for you, because some of them think I'm in competition with them, and I'm not. I appreciate you buying things from me because it helps my hobby. So suppliers of parts, gaskets, etc., etc. on eBay and also off eBay is a company called Golden State Phonograph. They're in California, They also show up on eBay periodically. And then also on eBay is a man by the name of Walt Summers. His channel is Cyber, C-Y-B-E-R _ Tiger, T-I-G-G-E-R. Great supplier, a lot of stuff. I think my stuff's better. Of course, I'm biased. You know, I make pretty good gaskets. Now, not on eBay. Great Lakes Antique Phonograph. That's George Volima. His website is victroladoctor.com. Highly recommend. I think Mr. Volima is probably the biggest one in the country. He has cabinets, body parts, motors, springs, you name it, he's got it. It's amazing. And then there's another fellow named Dwayne Wyatt. It's Wyatt's, W-Y-A-T-T-S, Musical Americana. They're online. He has his own website. They're not on eBay. And then there's places, if you just do a Google search or a DuckDuckGo search for Victrola parts, you'll find places in Texas that are very good, and there's a number of people around the country that are very, very good. Now, there are some other YouTube channels that I highly recommend regarding Victrolas and restoring Victrola and furniture. Thomas Johnson. Yeah, Thomas Johnson Antique Furniture Restoration. This man is a master craftsman. I highly recommend you checking out his YouTube channel. And then there's Victrola Collector. He's been around forever and very, very informative about Victrolas, recordings, and how to fix them, and just a great guy. Then there's Brett Hurt, Dyslexic Genius Hurt. That's the guy that did the video on this VV12. I'll spell it for you because I forget how to spell it. I have it written down. D-Y-S-L-E-X-I-C, Genius, G-E-N-I-U-S, Hurt, H-U-R-T. So, anyway, that's it. I appreciate the gaskets, etc., that you purchase from me, but I don't want to be in a major competition with anybody else, any of the other suppliers. I'm just a little guy in a garage. So it helps me, help others with doing these machines. So I'm going to play a record for you, and you can say goodbye to this machine because it's going off to its owner in the next couple days. And the record is Pretty Baby, Bill Murray. It's contemporary to the time this machine was made. I think maybe a little earlier than the machine. But the record's in good shape. And this is played with a polycarbonate diaphragm in this #2 reproducer. If you have any interest or want any more information about these things, you just let me know.
I really thought that I was pleasing you, so you're just a baby. be your sister, brother, dad, and mother too. Pretty baby, won't you come and let me rock you in my cradle of love, and we'll cuddle all the time. Oh, I want to love and baby, and it might as well be you. Pretty baby of mine.
Well, that's a great old favorite. That goes way back. Way, way, way back. So, if you want to contact me, I'm also on eBay at Arizona Victrola Workshop. You can leave me a message through eBay, through one of the products I sell, gaskets and such, only a few things. Or you can leave a comment on the YouTube channel. It's also Arizona Victrola Workshop. So, thank you very much for watching, and have a great week.